Hello, my friends. It's the last episode. I'm going to try to get to everything you all left comments on, and there were so many, so thank you. Although I think if we compiled all of them, a tie for top comment were comments about the amazing flamingo shirt I wore last time and wanting to see more of that. So I apologize that I don't have it on today, but at the start of next episode, next series, I'll make sure we start with it because it was so beloved by all of you. It was really interesting seeing your comments. You know, a couple people said it'd be funny if our Canadian friend was the one. Josh Payne is the guy. A couple people voted for Josh. A couple people voted for Chris Carpenter. Several people want to see, I think it was actually John Short said, hey, can you give us a save from around age 28 and let's look at who had the highest current ability? And I'll be glad to do that. So we're on day one here, and we're gonna look at each player and their potential ability. So this is starting out on the first day. What was their highest potential ability? And then we'll do all the other stuff. We'll hop forward, look at the current ability peaks if we can around age 28, 29, 30, something like that. I won't look at all 3 seasons because that would literally take forever. People want to see the World Cup winners, top 5 leagues, stuff like that. So I'm going to try and get some of that in there. I'm probably going to not get everything that you asked for. If so, leave a comment. I'll be glad to pull the save up and give it a look and let you know in the comments as well. But I'm really excited. For me, Mr. Kev had a really good career. Josh Payne had a really good career. And Chris Carpenter had a really good career. That's not picking one, I realize. I think it's one of those 3 that had the potential ability to reach that. Or it could have just been luck that they just, their careers worked out so that they got the right training and moved on. And let's go find out. All right, what we're going to do while I'm pulling this up is I'm actually going to put this in the order that Eduardo Valente from our community, again, shout out to him for maintaining the spreadsheet I'm looking at on my second monitor with all the names. And maybe this is how I originally went through the first set of names, but I'm going to go by the tabs that he had it. So they're not in really any alphabetical order. Like it starts with Liam Flanagan and goes to Joe Bridgman and Brian McGee. So we're going to look at them that way. But again, I just want to pause and say, Eduardo, really appreciate it. It really made my life a lot easier as a content creator. Let's look at Liam Flanagan. Oh, remember, 16 years old, Alto Paraguay. Oh, he ends up at Southampton on 115 grand a week forever. I gotta look at how to do this. This should give you an indicator that I have not been messing with this because I'm like, how do I find their attributes? Is it the attributes or is it their details? I don't know. Potential ability, 170. I guess I should write this down or something. 1 second. Let me figure that out. All right, I got me a little spreadsheet pulled up. So Flanagan starts with a 105 and a potential ability of a 170. And the range, I think, was 160 to 190 or 170 to 200. Those are the 2 ranges. So the Wonder Kid had the 170 to 200 and everybody else had the 160 to 190. So either Flanagan is at, the lower middle of the lower range, or he's at the very bottom of the top range. But there's Liam Flanagan. Oh man, this is I love this stuff. And I really appreciate all the kind words that you guys and gals left throughout the series. It really do that for other creators that you watch. It really gives you a boost and a wind in your sails. All right, Joe Bridgman, 98 170. Well, that's interesting to get 2 170s in a row, isn't it? I definitely put it as a range. The 98's randomly generated, obviously, so that's kind of curious that there's 2 170s. Someone's going to leave a very detailed comment about, on average, when you put in that range, it means, X, Y, and Z, and that a majority of them end up as 170s. I don't know. Brian McGee, 86 161. So we can rule Brian out as the Wonder Kid. I would say, though, starting with an 86 and a potential ability of 161 and getting to Tottenham and stealing a title with Man United on loan and the whole career trajectory, it's not bad, is it? Now here's one. Oh, I'm so nervous now that someone left that comment. It's like, what if it's Gordon? What if it's Gordon and we ruin Gordon's potential by putting him in Canada again? Oh, it's a 174. Gordon Bell. Gordon, thanks for your support on patreon.com. It's a 174. That's the highest one thus far for those of you that aren't tracking it in your own spreadsheets, which I'm assuming is all of you. Mr. Kev here. Good career. Ooh, 185. So still within both ranges, but that, at least the guy thus far with the highest potential really had a pretty darn good career, right? So like that makes you feel good, but was it Mr. Kev? Ooh, was it Mr. Kev? Okay, next up it's Josh Payne. Also a solid career. No, that's the wrong Josh Payne. 105. I was like, what is happening? Sorry. I was about to, like, my head was spinning there. I was like, well, how did he end up in Man City? Wrong Josh Payne. This one. 179. Okay, that's definitely better than a 105. And he started on a 106. I feel bad for the other Josh Payne. Sorry, other Josh Payne at M Suite. Or wherever you're at these days. I do want to pause as we're going through this. I am going to have another series coming out. We're actually going to be doing Relegation Ranger. I was planning on doing Argentina and getting Messi his first trophy. Well, he kind of went and did that, didn't he? I mean, I could still do like the World Cup, and we may revisit it at some point. I have an interest in Ecuador for some reason. Are they like the little engine that could in South America? I don't know. I have an interest there. But Relegation Ranger, if you're not familiar, is essentially the Big Sam simulator, I think someone called it, where we fast forward 6 months into the season to about Christmas of the first season. We have a really good coaching background, and we try and save teams from relegation. That'll be coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. For all of you that have supported me on Patreon, I appreciate it, and YouTube members as well. I always forget to mix that. I don't know how to... Supporters of the channel financially, thank you. It allows me to not have ads, on like the 40-minute episodes, especially at the beginning of the series. I could, and I probably should have ads like every 10 or 15 minutes. That would be significantly more financially worthwhile to me. But if you contribute $1 a month, or €1 or a pound or a franc, no, they don't have those. Do they have those anymore? Anyway, I should stop talking. That's like 500 or 1,000 people watching an episode. So for those of you that supported the channel, it really does mean a lot, and I appreciate you. Okay, let's get back to it here. So Josh, okay, Chris Carpenter next up on the list. This is an interesting part of the spreadsheet here, Eduardo. Thank you again. Kathmandu Club. Remember that? Remember the goalkeeper that we talked about, the American goalkeeper that was there forever? 176, 98, 176. Okay. I guess I hadn't considered what would happen if they are all within the overlapping ranges. I guess I'd have to go back into the database editor to find out who the actual Wonder Kid was. I didn't think about that. In terms of who got the range, but I guess really the Wonder Kid is the one that had the highest potential ability, no matter what I gave them or not from the range. I hadn't thought about that until just this moment. Baxter Gregg, 173 with a 106 starting. And again, I know Chris Carpenter probably took a hit. Well, I mean, 98's not bad when you consider Gordon and Brian started on 86s. I was thinking, because he's starting in Nepal, he maybe got a hit on the current ability, but with Chris, not with Greg Baxter being in Macau. But a 106, again, is tied for there's 3 players on 106s. Mr. Kev, Josh Payne, and Greg Baxter, which is kind of interesting when you think about it. I think I've said interesting about 47 times thus far in this episode, so for those of you that are keeping track at home on that one, you get your little clicker. Yeah, go ahead. Go. Oh, Vegetariano is the Vegetarian Lions. Oh, I forgot about that. If somebody could find a place to buy a Vegetarian Lions kit, I think I'd buy one. Just saying. Oh no, a 102, 173. Oh, he had good. I mean, I guess they all had at least decent potential, right? Peter Doyle, 102, 173. Okay, do we have just one left? Andrew Wood. Is Andrew going to be above a 190? A 162. 97, 162. So as it sits right now, our highest potential ability player was Mr. Kev on a 185. Lowest was Brian McGee on a 161, followed by Andrew Wood with a 162. The lowest starting potential ability, again, was a tie between Brian McGee and Gordon Bell. And the highest potential ability starting was Mr. Kev, Josh Payne, and Greg Baxter. I'm surprised Chris Carpenter was so far down there on a 98 just based on the career he had. I'm not as surprised with Joe Bridgman, even though Joe Bridgman was at PSG for an eternity, because he just kind of like, he was all right. He was very physical, but like the technicals weren't world class. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to, because I guess in my head, I was expecting someone to be on like 192. Let me go open back up the database editor and we'll find out who it actually was. But while I do that, I'm going to pause. Who do you think, based on that now that you have that data, who do you think the highest potential player was, like, that would have gotten the range? Does that make sense? It's obviously not Andrew or Brian because they're out of the 170s. Everyone else is an option. Leave a comment. Are you ready, my friends? Have you left your comments? You have 3 seconds to pause, then I'm going to reveal who the Wonder Kid was. And you're like, wait, wouldn't you already know? Reminder, as part of setting this up, I put the 10 players in, then I had my wife select one of them to change. I showed her, like, click on the name, and you go to player data, general, and potential ability range, and you change it. Our Wonder Kid that had the highest range, but not the highest potential ability. It was not Mr. Kev, my friends. Josh Payne was our Wonder Kid this time. 170 to 200. I'm not showing it on the screen, but I'm looking at it right now in the editor. He ends up being the Wonder Kid. I think Mr. Kev had a good career, though. So it's not like he, like, really was, like, hurt. But it's also, like, wow, he was in the 160 to 190 range. He gets a 185, and that leads to a pretty darn good career. I just think essentially the first two are 170s as well. I'm like, there's two 173. So there must be a thing about distribution inside of FM where it's like, if you put in that range, a majority of them end up on certain ones. I don't know. Maybe it's just random. I just think that's kind of interesting. That's who it was, my friends. How many of you are shocked? I'm pretty shocked. I thought it might be... I mean, again, Josh is very, very talented and was around for a long time. I guess I just... Maybe because he's a midfielder, right? Like, I was thinking, like, Chris Carpenter is on the wing. Mr. Kev. I definitely thought Peter Doyle at the beginning because of the... I mean, he's for the vegetarian lions, and boop, his attributes go, or I guess from your perspective, boop, his attributes went up unbelievably the first season. It just didn't work out in the long run. All right, my friends, other things we got coming up. We're going to look at the top 5 leagues. This is stuff from the comments. Top 5 leagues. Champions League and Europa League. World Cup and, I guess, the Euros. Maybe the Copa America. If I can find the Ballon d'Or, because I don't have the name fix-in on my FM. And then someone asked for the most expensive transfer, and I'm going to figure out if there's an easy way to look at that. I'm sure there is, but I'm not familiar with it. All right, let's go look at the Premier League, the English Premier League. Yes, we will try and find the highest current ability around age 28. I'm not going to go player by player because I think it's going to take a while. I'll just go look it up and put it in here. I'm also aware, because I just listened to the recording, that my audio sounds a little, like, different. I've changed no settings on my computer. I've bumped up in my recording software to make it a little bit louder, but I'll turn the gain up on my mic a little bit. I'm sorry. I literally nothing has changed. And of course, it doesn't sound the same. So I apologize. I'll try and normalize it in my recording software. Okay, let's go find... Okay, the Premier League, history, past winners. Oh, that is just depressing. Man United, one more Liverpool, Arsenal, one Tottenham, and the rest are Man City. Man City, Man United, and then one Liverpool and one Tottenham. Anybody interesting in the other, second and third place? Nope, they pretty much all traded between those four. No more Leicester. Chelsea's dropped out. That's interesting. Oh, come on. That's ridiculous that you can't type in PSG. Past winners. PSG. I mean, we kind of knew some of these things but it's interesting to see the second and third place, right? Like Monaco with the 1 win, Lyon, yeah. Nice getting up there, into the mix. A couple of Lille's there. Marseille hopping in just the one time into third place, but they were there. Serie A. Take a look here. Okay, no real surprises. You've got Lazio. AC Milan, Lazio again. A triple by Inter, another Lazio. That seems interesting. Roma, despite getting to third a couple times, never gets a second place and never takes the title. But, as you do. I'm going to forget teams or leagues here. That's why we write things down. That's why we write things. It's late. Oh my goodness. We're leaving it in. I'm not going to edit that out. That's fine. Holders, Borussia Dortmund. Whoa. Oh, I remember talking about that. Yeah, Bayern got broken up. Series of 5, and then Bayern 4, and then Bayer Leverkusen. Yay! And then Borussia Dortmund with 6 out of 7. Yeah, Hertha Berlin. Bayern must have fallen off a bit. That is really interesting. And Hertha right now. Okay, we go back. Oh, you can't go back that far in history. They're not that good, are they? And interestingly enough, this will please some people. Leipzig never gets a title. Closest they come is second a couple of different times. I'm not saying it pleases me. I just think it's... I don't know what La Liga's called. Oh, what? Did I spell Real Madrid wrong? Maybe I did. Atletico Bilbao wins the title here. That seems noteworthy. And then it's a lot of, Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. Maybe FM knew that Barcelona was got to sell every player for €1 to clean up their books or their wage budget. Goodness me. Good luck to FM22 or the SI team for figuring out how to model the financial disaster happening in La Liga right now with Barcelona and a little bit of Real Madrid. Atletico Madrid, always the bridesmaid, once time the bride. Sevilla gets up there once, and then they're third place a couple times. Valencia once. All right. It was all right. Oh dear. Okay, hold on. I gotta remember what... It's easier for me to come in here and go, okay, it's the Champions Cup. Past winners, let's look. Man City, 3 in a row by PSG. Liverpool get 1, 2. But Arsenal, nice. So that was probably the year they won the league. 5 in a row for Man United. Liverpool again, a back-to-back by Real Madrid. Man City, Man United, Real Madrid, Barcelona, back-to-back Madrid again, Man United, Liverpool, Borussia Dortmund. Wow. That stretch right there, boy, Manchester was happy. Right? Like, they're either winning the league or they're winning the Champions League. Whoo, buddy. That's pretty crazy. Going down to the Europa League, it's more varied. I like it. Arsenal, Tottenham, Arsenal, Man United. Sure, why not? Villarreal. Sevilla, Juve, Chelsea, Dortmund, Arsenal, Everton, Arsenal, Lazio, Porto, Lazio, Liverpool, Arsenal, Liverpool, Sevilla, Dortmund, Arsenal, Juve, and Bologna. Wow, and it was this, like, they finished 5th? Is that the season? 42, 43. Yeah, so they finished 5th the season before. They, like, get in probably by the skin of their teeth. Unless... Okay, maybe that one place good, unless the 6th place is, like, the Conference League or something. And they go on the next season, like, hey, we're in a continental competition, boys. Let's go win it. And they win the whole thing. That is fantastic. You'll love to see that. PSV coming into the run. I'm just looking for different names. PSV is a runner-up. Leipzig is a runner-up. Atalanta. Wolves. Napoli. Pretty interesting. Okay, next up. What is it? Yeah, it's called the World Cup, right? That's not under naming right conventions. Everybody knows it's the World Cup. Portugal are the title holders. Hello. Not as much to look at here, but England with the double in an 8-year span. France winning in the North American World Cup. Then Belgium, and in a back-to-back by Portugal. Okay, runners-up Brazil coming 3rd 3 times in this span. Spain in there. South Korea with a 3rd place. The Netherlands twice as runner-up, so they made the final. Cameroon. Portugal, you could see it coming, yeah? They must have had a really good batch of players that all, came of age at the right time. Croatia. France winning it in 2026, and then the 3rd place. Maybe that's, you go like, hey, that's the aging, French team or something like that. I like that it also shows where it was hosted. That's interesting. But wow, South Korea getting in there that's a bit of a surprise, if you ask me. I had the Euros, but what are they called? What are they called in FM? Oh dear. Let me go figure that out. Well, best player in Europe, is that the Ballon d'Or? The Ballon d'Or. I don't know what happened to my accent, but it's the Ballon d'Or. Ben Knock, Man City. That's the best player. That's the best player in Europe. That's the Ballon d'Or. Yes? Yes? Yeah, sure it is. Let's go back to the beginning here. Yeah, Virgil van Dijk. Lewandowski gets it. Messi. KDB twice. Phil Foden. And then a Harry Kane back-to-back. He's still around. What's he doing? Harry Kane went to the Premier League. Fleetwood, Blackpool, Shrewsbury. That's how you say it, right? I got to get credit for that. It's probably Shrewsbury. Newport County and Sligo Rovers. The Irish Premier Division. What is Harry Kane doing in Ireland? Anyone? Anyway, going back to what we were looking at. Erling Haaland, Andreas Schütt. Is he a real player? Nope. Nugent. Ooh, controversy. Alexander Isak. That's the guy from Sweden from the Euros. Get in. Wow. Do you think Alexander, is it Isak? Or is there like an itty bitty K on the end? Because on the English or the American commentary, it sounded like Alexander Isak. Maybe at the end. You think he has a chance to become a Ballon d'Or winner? Let me know. Eros Mozzarella. Okay, that's a new gen. Oh, these are going to be new gens, aren't they? Yeah. So, after that, it stops being interesting, but wow. Lewandowski, he never went into management. He was like, I'm good. Thanks. Have a good day. Thank you very much. Most expensive transfer. Okay, I'm going to try to figure that out. By golly, I think it's this is in Europe. Is there, I have to look. Let's just look at the ones in Europe. That's probably where the highest fees are, yeah? Yeah. Why are they all freeze? Oh, this is this current season, so it's only been like, a little bit. So 69 million for Ajax to PSG. Let's go all the way back. Okay, I'm not sure how to do this because I clicked the back button and it goes by month. 199 million from Atletico Madrid to Man United. So that's significant, but like, do we have to do this every single time? Anyone? I'm gonna go ask my Discord. Okay, this looks like a winner. You click on this and you go to leading transfers. I have never looked at this, not that I can remember. So maybe I've just learned something new. All right, Sadio Mane to PSG for 127 million. Okay, Nicolo Barella from Inter to Man United for 122. This is kind of by season. They're kind of grouped together with the big ones. So like, for whoever wanted this in the comments, I hope you're happy. I'm giving you more than one for each season. I'm not going to try Mikel's name. Real San Sebastian to Man City for 164 million. Okay. Spanish First Division, they got relegated. Oh, I've broken it. I hit back. Hold on. Give my PC a minute to process this. It's like hamster getting on a wheel. Vinicius Jr. from Real Madrid to PSG. PSG, nothing wrong with their finances. It's fine. João Felix, Atletico Madrid to Liverpool. He's still around. Oh, why did I click this? Because now it's going to break it again. He's the director of football for it doesn't even show. Oh no! I'm panicking. Vitorino Guimaraes. He's a Liverpool player from 2023 to 2035. Retires and 3 years later pops up as the director of football, making 4.9K a week. He's like, I spent all my contract money. I need to make some money now, please. That's kind of interesting. All right, focus. That's not Nico Williams, like Liverpool right back Nico Williams, right? There's another one, right? Atletico Bilbao to Hertha for 128 million. It's a different one. Okay. It's a guy who's currently at Atletico Bilbao C. And he ends up at Liverpool. Did we run into this already when we looked at Chris Carpenter? Well, that makes sense because of Bilbao saying like we can only sign certain players. So if you want to buy one, you gotta pony up the euros, if you will. 128 million. Okay. Rodrigo to Man United, 137 million. Matt Stewart, that we all know and love. Tottenham to Man United, 125 million. Do we have anybody that starts with a 2? No. Lucas Petros down here from Atletico Madrid to Man United, 199 million. Prior to that, the largest was 170 million. So that goes like 12 years before it's broken again. Connor Tarasenko from Man United to Real Madrid. Some of these numbers are crazy. But there you go. I think that's the best way to do this. If it's not, let me know in the comments and we'll find it some other way. All right, my Discord has pointed out you can do the same thing. World transfers, leading transfers. It's the same list. So I was correct in that all of the biggest transfers have happened to Europe, right? So none of these have changed. All right, I have looked up all of the current abilities of the players at age 28, which I think was the end of year. Okay, they started at 16, so it was the end of year 12, I think, that I just loaded. But either way, they said 28. They just turned 28, so that's kind of near the peak of their career. So to give you an idea here, I'm pulling it up here. Players that met their potential ability won at that point. Joe Bridgman. I'm going to see if I can pop this up on the screen here for you. So Joe Bridgman had already maxed out at 170. He was not getting any better after age 28. He was already at his peak. But as you can see there, Mr. Kev still had some room to go. He's at a 176, getting towards a 185. Josh Payne was at a 174 out of a 179. Peter Doyle was at a 126. Gordon Bell was at a 119. And that, again, it was kind of reflected in their careers. So that's the list there, as you can see, of the players and how they ended up at age 28. Again, I'm not going to look at age 29 and 30 and 31 because this is kind of gives you a good ballpark, right, as to where they ended up. And last thing here, we'll take a look at the Copa America. Colombia with 2 recent wins, Argentina in between, Brazil with a three-peat as it goes, and they came as the runner-up a couple different times. Again, I'm looking at my list of stuff that we wanted to cover today. I probably have left something out, but I think I got the 5 big leagues: the Champions League, the Europa League, the World Cup, the Euros, the Copa America, I didn't do as best in Europe. Hold on, let's go do the Ballon d'Or, I guess. Okay, I'm on World Footballer of the Year. There were some comments I saw on on Reddit about the Ballon d'Or is called the Golden Ball, not the best player in Europe, which is confusing. I'm probably doing this wrong, and you've already left your comments because that was earlier in the episode. Sorry. Anything different here? So, Thomas Müller went. Okay, so that's not right because it was Lewandowski, right? Oh, Messi, Modric, Ronaldo. Okay, so this is the. I remember that. No award given. Okay, this is the best world football player of the year. Messi, Müller, KDB, Mbappe wins one. Foden wins one as well as the best player in Europe. Dejan Kulusevski, Martin Odegaard, Alexander Isak twice. Andreas Schütt, Mbappe again, Schütt again, Gallert, and these are all new gens, regens by that point. So maybe that's interesting to you. I think these are like the FIFA World Rankings. Portugal, England, number 2, Brazil, Italy, France, the Netherlands, Argentina. Germany has dropped. Usually don't we see Germany just like dominate in the world rankings? Maybe that changed in FM21, but I feel like that was a thing in previous versions. Spain, Croatia, Belgium, South Korea, South Africa in 13th, Colombia 14th, Mexico 15th, United States 23rd. So we've really not changed. 23rd since the beginning of time. Oh, at some point we were 14th a decade ago in 2033. Again, this chart is mostly meaningless. Why is this if this point over here behind my face, if that's September of 2033, not 43, 2033, why is this May of 2043 and this is July? That's not correct. None of this makes sense. Anyway, that's a bit of a... Oh, who is the manager? Anthony Hudson, who is the guy who did really poorly at Colorado 2017, 2019. And then he is the under 20 manager from 2020 to 2042 for the United States. What is happening? I've got an interest. Let's go take a look at the managers of some of these teams. Ben Olsen and Jason Kreis followed Greg Berhalter, and apparently you only last 8 years. Is that like hard-coded into the game? Do you think? Let's go find out. Let's go take a look at, say, England. Okay. Very well. Made the Euro final. You know, commiserations to my English viewers. Oh, no. That's just the United States that does it 8 years at a time. Goodness me. Southgate. Sean Dyche. Jose Mourinho comes back to England to get spicy with the media. Roberto Mancini. Eddie Howe. Who? I don't know this guy. I apologize. Where is he right now in reality? Bodo Glimt. And he goes Djurgårdens, Ghent, and then Belgium, and then England. What? Garatano, who is currently the manager at Bilbao or Valladolid. Yeah. Villas-Boas, Lampard, Samau. I'm learning. You're watching me learn live. This is fantastic. Current manager either at Al Faiha or Muskron. Okay. Arteta and Jens Jonsson. That is a list, my friends. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's just check. I can't believe Jose Mourinho was the that's probably the highlight of the whole save for me right there. Not really. Lampard goes to Portugal too. What is happening? Mourinho. Where else did these guys go? I had thrown some South America just for it. Okay, I'm not gonna go know any of these names. I apologize, but somebody's gonna hopefully appreciate that. Enjoy. You can pause and go back and look at it. I'll do Italy, France, Argentina, Germany, and Spain. Okay. Somebody's gonna be like, "Why didn't you do the Netherlands?" Just because it would take forever. Yeah. Enjoy. You can go back and pause. France. Claude Puel. Antoine Griezmann is the manager of the French national team. After Barcelona in 2026, well, that's about to change. He went to Chievo, in 4 years later as the manager, Fiorentina, Real San Sebastian, Monaco, and then France. This is fantastic. I am loving this. Do you think we should do a manager save? We tried that a couple years ago, and it didn't really go as well because the manager movement from an AI standpoint is not so hot. But like, or because we did like low skilled managers and see if they could improve. What if we just put a bunch of Nugens in at like low level teams, or not Nugens, a bunch of like YouTube members or patrons in at like, you know, Vanarama South type clubs, but like made them really amazing managers? Would that be interesting to you? Because that could be another thing we could set up from an experiment series. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that, so make sure you leave a comment on that as well. I'm just because like there's a lot of Jose Mourinho hopping around here. I'll do the Netherlands. We might as well. We're here, right? Peter Bosch, I know that name. Erik ten Hag, yeah, that's the current Ajax manager. Yeah, that's somebody. You can pause again if you want to take a deeper dive on some of these, because I can't go through all of them. Yeah, pause. Yep, if you want to look into it deeper. So this is the thing where I don't have that disabled in the database where Germany is protected because of licensing reasons, because I like to not get sued. Spain. Okay. Rafa Benitez. Pep Guardiola. Okay. Roberto Martinez. Or is it Martinez? I feel like I've heard it differently because didn't he do that's not the same one. What is happening? It doesn't have his managerial career, because wasn't he on CBS's streaming platform during the Champions League? Arteta also did a little Iron Robin. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. I'm sure we've got some people that watch. Oh, we got to do Scotland, Mexico. I'm sorry, most of you have already left and you're no longer watching this, but not as many managers there. Herrera came back. Is that the same one? Well, he's no longer clickable, so that's interesting. What was I going to do next? Scotland. All right, this is going to be our last one. Wow. Whoa, Derek Adams for almost 15 years. Is that a thing? It's Scottish football. Is that a thing? You just do your thing for 15 years? I mean, he's 68. He's been a manager since the beginning of time. He was a player manager at Ross County in 2007, 2008. Then he became the manager. That's pretty crazy that he's been there for 15 years, or it's just effing broken. All right, my friends, I think we'll end it there. Again, if I've missed something that you really want to see, leave a comment as well, and I will try and go back and take a look at that for you. I really appreciate your support on the channel. Can we give it a bunch of likes here at the very end to really send the series off? And let me know your thoughts about both Relegation Ranger and potentially doing like maybe not high potential, but also like high current ability managers and dropping them into lower league like obscure clubs and seeing how their careers go. If you're interested in seeing that from a experiment standpoint, I've loved doing this. I can't wait to do it again. Thank you again to the YouTube members and the patrons who let me use their names, and I use their names because they support me at the $10 a month level or higher. If you want to support the channel, it really does help. We have had some people drop off because of the pandemic and because of my inconsistency from a content standpoint. You can find the links to support the channel that way in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Next series is coming. We'll see you soon.